Hello, we are Liz and Jamie.
And we live on a boat with a cat. In the last episode, we paddled our way through more spectacular hongs, tunnels and caves. Jamie continued his heroic struggle with the recalcitrant watermaker. And we found a secret beach where we spent the afternoon with friends. Phang Nga Bay was proving to be even more spectacular than we'd imagined. We couldn't get enough of the jagged limestone cliffs that grew out of the placid green water. So instead of heading east to the white sandy beaches of Phuket's better-known islands, we ventured further north. We didn't have far to go, around 5 nautical miles, but it was far enough away to be the only boat at anchor in a stunning natural haven.
Right, where are we at? What are we doing here? What have we just done?
Oh, I can't remember the proper name of this group of islands, but we've just left the Koh Hong group where we spent the last couple of days, had a fabulous time, beautiful place. This morning we went and had a look at the caves there, and we've just motored a little way, only about an hour and a half, north, and we're now in the, in fact behind me, James Bond Island. Don't know if you can pick them all up, but there's millions of tourist boats there. So,
Hold on, I think I can hear some. Mr. Scaramanga.
We've got our own knick-knack sitting here. It's always very clean. So we're going to watch Man with the Golden Gun tonight, and we're going to try and get over to James Bond Island in the dinghy, see what we can see, if we can get there through all the tourist boats. But this is a very beautiful bay. We're not anchored exactly where they say in the pilot guide, because we think that their place doesn't look very interesting, but we thought if we go right in the middle, then we've got this 360 vista of nothing but beautiful limestone stacks, casts, islands, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, we shouldn't knock the pilot guide though. I mean,
no,
obviously a reason why they've... And they do say, and I think we said before in the pilot guide, they do only concentrate on a couple of anchorages per place, with the point being that you can anchor anywhere, which is exactly what we've done for the reasons that you say. Yeah,
and I think that they choose these 2 particular anchorages for shelter. So the anchorage that we've chosen to ignore, which is over your left shoulder, would be great in the southwest, and the other anchorage, which is further south, would be great in the northeast. But as we're in a transitional, and there are some winds, they're mostly north and easterly, but they're very light. We're not worried too much.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's even an issue anyway, because you know, the only thing you've got to worry about is swell. The holding here is so good and sticky that you can literally dump the anchor anywhere, and so really it's just about what kind of swell you might get, and that is facing sort of east over there, so if you do get winds coming from that direction there might be a bit of a swell, but it's no big deal. Let's just take in this view.
It had been a long day, so we took it easy. Then, as the sun began to set and the day trippers sped away, we were joined by a slightly more unconventional group of fishermen. next morning we were up early, hoping to get to James Bond Island before the first longtail. Okay, Jamie, do you want to explain where we are?
We are on, I forget the name of it. What's it called? It's James Bond Island.
Indeed.
Mr. Scaramanga. But I can't remember the real name, which is really bad because...
Coping...
Can, right, yeah, Coping Can. So yeah, this is the famous island that Christopher Lee and Roger Moore had their shootout in The Man with the Golden Gun, which was filmed in 1974, I think, and around about that time. And we know this because we watched it last night. We were anchored just over there as James Bond flew his little seaplane up this channel here and landed it just around the corner, and that's where we're going to go. We're going to go and see that famous thing where the satellite solar panel thing comes out.
The path through the rocks brought us to a small isthmus which joins Coping Can's two limestone casts. And there, opposite the narrow beach, was the thing where the satellite-y thing came out, also known as the iconic mushroom-shaped stack where Scaramanga hid the Solex agitator. This morning it didn't look too menacing. In fact, the place was deserted, apart from a few workers quietly brewing their coffee in front of the empty souvenir kiosks. I've been trying to work out the exact date, I can't remember, but I was here with my friend Emma around 20 years ago, and when we were here it was a really popular place then. I mean, that was 20 years after the original Bond film. So we came along here in a longtail boat and turned up with about 50 other longtail boats, and they all launched onto this beach straight up here, and you got out of your longtail, battled with the crowd to get into the middle of the island, which is only about 100 metres across, to be met by a whole load of vendors of all kinds of trinkets. But what hasn't changed at all is this view over my shoulder.
So, I'm not sure, but I think this could be the beach that James Bond, 007, British top secret agent, landed his plane just along this beach here. And Scaramanga's joint, his little hangout, was behind here. So I think somewhere inside, if we go inside, we should find his freaky fun house with Al Capone and the cowboys shooting at us. We didn't bring our guns, but maybe we should go in and have a look to see if they're there. Yeah, I think this is the entrance. Obviously you have to pull a secret chain, and I think what happens is this moves out the way and it reveals his pad behind.
The commercialism that we saw when we were here 20 years ago has evolved and changed and become a really serious affair now. They've built proper walkways, pathways, concreted and tiled. We've now got permanent little shops behind us. It's all done actually really well, but what's great about today is that Jamie and I got up at 6 to get here before anyone else, and so we're the only two tourists on the island right now, and that's what we suggest. Anyone who comes here, get here at 6. You have the whole place to yourself. There's a few local Thai guys who absolutely don't mind us being here at all, haven't asked chartered anything or shown much interest apart from a Sawadee Ka.
Well, I have to say, you've got all this tourist tat here, but the island itself is still pretty impressive. Here we've got the morning sun just shining on this beautiful rock formation, and that looks like it's been cut away, but it hasn't. It's a huge piece that has literally just slid away from the side of the island.
We stayed for a little longer, taking in the views of the anchorage from the beach before heading back to Esper. Since we were in the middle of an empty bay, this seemed like the perfect place to test launch the new drone. The Splash drone has been designed for takeoff and landing in water, so it seemed the perfect choice for us.
Okay, Jamie, you're flying the drone. Concentrate on flying the drone.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
It's actually it's a lot easier than I thought, but I think that is because we had practice with the other drone. There's a little bit of wind, so I'm having to concentrate quite a bit on that. And yeah, on the whole, it's all right.
When we were back in the marina, Jamie and I had honed our flying skills using a mini drone. A friend had suggested that it would be better to practice on a cheaper, more expendable model rather than learning with the big one.
First attempts ever at using a drone. Not the Splash drone. A cheap, pretendy. Oh, is he going to get off the floor? Yes! Can you make it go down slower? Oh dear.
We'd visited James Bond Island, flown the drone for the first time, and dinner was now slow cooking in the galley, and it was only 10:30. We needed to make our way south to Ao Shillong, so decided to pull up the hook and see if we might find somewhere pretty to stop along the way.
So yes, just as well we did leave, because as you can see now, or maybe you can't see, that tall, the very thin, pointy, jaggedy, tallest mountain, if I can keep the camera straight, has now disappeared almost in a veil of rain. So had we stayed there, we would be getting rather wet right now.
The squalls weren't just happening to the north, they seemed to be coming at us from all angles. It's typical of the weather in this part of the world during the transitional period between monsoons. Luckily, we missed the rain and were able to take in the views as we headed to our anchorage at Koh Nokanai. It seemed that we weren't the only ones happy with calling this place home for the night.
Oh, I can see Buddha.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
On the biggest one?
No. On the orangiest one.
Oh, yeah, I can see him.
In the next episode, Esper bounces at anchor while Jamie dives beneath the waterline to take a look at her hull. We have a great sail all day looking for a comfortable anchorage. And those transitional winds continue to roll in the thunderstorms.
Follow the boat!
If you missed it, you can catch our previous episode here. If you're interested in the technical side of boat maintenance, then check out our complete boat refit playlist here. If you'd like to say thanks for all the free videos and want to buy us a beer, then come and find us here.
Out.